In a world where people can hide behind screens, a terrifying crime shows how bad things can get. Join us as we unravel the chilling saga of Rie Isogai'S murder. If you're fascinated by the intersection of technology and criminal acts, today's story will captivate you. In this episode, we drive into the terrifying and tragic case of Rie Isogai'S, whose death was orchestrated through a grim web of online interactions in Japan. Stay with us as we piece together the events that led to a heinous crime and the unprecedented legal battles that followed. On a night of 24 August 2007, Rie Isogai'S, a 31-year-old office clerk, met a tragic end in Nagoya, Japan, a victim of a crime plotted by three men met on a dark website. Let's uncover whether she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, or if it was a planned act. This case, often referred to as the dark web murder, not only gripped the nation but also sparked intense debates over internet regulation and capital punishment in Japan. Before diving into the grim details, let's get to know the victim. Rie Isogai'S was known for her kindness and dedication to her work and family. She was born on July 20, 1976, but unfortunately she was very young when her father died, leaving her and her mother alone in the world. Her mother worked hard to raise her. Rie left high school and started a job to help support them. Her mother was proud of her. Rie's dream was to buy a home for her mother. She was very caring and supportive of those around her. How did her ordinary evening turn into a nightmare? Here's a background that sets the stage for this tragedy. Next, we introduce the three men responsible for this crime. Discover who they were. Kenji Kawagishi, a 40-year-old jobless man without a family or home who lived in a van. He once had a happy family and a house. He had an adorable wife and 4 children. However, he was always a spender, holding many good jobs but wasting his money on gambling and unnecessary things. His home was taken from him because he couldn't pay the mortgage, which led to his wife and children leaving him. He was very abusive, and his wife eventually filed for divorce. In 1999, he started using the dark web, trading bank account details, which led to scams targeting innocent account owners. He faced jail many times because of his dark web scams. After being released from jail in 2007, he began planning a major crime. He posted a message on the dark web stating that he needed a crime partner. 2 men responded to his message. One was Tsukasa Kanda, a 36-year-old man suffering from chronic headaches. He was bullied at school by his classmates and abused by his father at home. After enduring such an abusive environment, he joined a local gang and started committing small crimes. He was also active on the dark web. In 1989, he graduated from university and started working at a newspaper firm, where his wages were so low that he often had to ask his girlfriend for money. Like Kenji, he was buried under loads of debt and wanted money by any means necessary. The second was Yoshitomo Hori, a 32-year-old unemployed dart player and alleged serial killer. He killed a couple in Heikkinen in 1998 and later participated in the murder of Rie Isogai'S in 2007 with Kenji and Kanda. Sentenced to life imprisonment for the latter crime, he was also linked to the double murder and another attempted murder in 2012, for which he was sentenced to death. Like his 2 partners, he was under a heavy debt of about 4 million yen. His desperate goal was to pay off this debt by any means. Their backgrounds, struggles, and how they found each other through a dark corner of the internet form a crucial part of understanding this case. On August 21, 2007, all 3 met at Hori's place and planned their evil schemes. They decided to follow people who went to the casino and, after kidnapping them, take their money. They believed that those who went to the casino had extra money to spend. They started their mission. On the first day, they followed a car from the casino to its residence. But they were discouraged after seeing security equipment and a dog at the house and decided they couldn't kidnap the person. The next day, they followed another man whose journey ended at a high-security building. They discussed and decided they couldn't kidnap men who went to the casino as they all had sufficient security measures. They were frustrated, so they decided to kidnap a random person from the road. On the night of August 24, 2007, Rie was working overtime in her office. When she was leaving, she was a little late, but she wasn't worried because her apartment was nearby. As Rie was going home, a car passed her, but she didn't pay attention and kept walking. A man approached her, acting very confused, and asked if there was a convenience store nearby. As Rie was about to answer, another man came up from behind. They grabbed Rie, and although she screamed, no one hurt her. All three men put Rie in the car, handcuffed her, and took her to a deserted place. They stole 62,000 yen and an ATM card from her purse. They then took out a knife and forced Rie to give them the PIN number of the ATM card. Terrified, Rie gave them the PIN to save her life. However, taking her money and ATM card wasn't enough for them. Kenji tried to rape her, but thankfully his partners stopped him. It's shocking that Kenji, who also had a family and children, attempted to rape Rie. Rie, now very scared, tried to get out of the car. All three men then decided they would kill her. Despite Rie's desperate pleas for her life, they tied packing tape over her mouth and hit her on the head 30 times with a hammer. While Kenji was hitting her with a hammer, the other two people were pressing her neck with a rope. Those three dark web killers brutally murdered an innocent person. It was impossible for Rie to survive after such a violent attack. After killing her, the three men dumped her body in a forest in Mizunami around 4 in the morning and attempted to withdraw money from her bank account at an ATM in a convenience store, only to find out she had given them the wrong PIN. Disappointed by their failure to withdraw money, they split the 62,000 yen they found in her handbag and parted ways, agreeing to rob and kill women randomly near Nagoya railway station later that evening. Perhaps another innocent woman would have lost her life if one of them hadn't called the police. In Japan, if you are caught committing murder, you can receive the death penalty, but if you surrender yourself, you may escape it. At least in 2007, this was the law in Japan. After the murder, Kenji was very scared. He feared being caught and hanged. So, fearing death, Kenji himself called the police station on August 25, 2007, around 1 in the afternoon, and confessed to murdering a girl. After the call, the police officers arrested Kenji immediately, and after interrogating him for 15 minutes, he led them to the exact location where he had disposed of Rie's body. Kenji also informed the police that 2 men were with him. Thanks to his information, both men were apprehended on the same day. The police officers found Rie's body and informed her mother. When the policeman gave her daughter's body for identification, she embraced it and wept for hours. She had lost her husband long ago, and now her daughter, her only close family, was gone. She was completely alone. Soon, the media and news channels learned of this horrific crime, and people were filled with anger. Rie's mother started a petition demanding that these 3 criminals receive the death sentence. She wanted them all to be publicly hanged. This petition was necessary because it was difficult to impose the death penalty for a single murder. In just 10 days, 100,000 people signed the petition, and in 3 months, 300,000 people signed it. And now we come to the court hearings of this case. Inside the court, all 3 immediately confessed to their crime. When they were asked who had planned this murder, they started pointing fingers at each other. There was not the slightest hint of regret visible on their faces, and Kanda even made fun of Rie during the court hearing and called her a liar who did not her correct ATM PIN and reached her end. On March 18, 2009, the court sentenced Kenji and Horai to life imprisonment, and Kanda was given the death penalty. Initially, the court also sentenced Hori to death, but after a successful appeal, that sentence was revoked and he received life imprisonment. Since Kenji had surrendered, he did not receive the death penalty. On June 25, 2015, Kanda was hanged to death in Nagoya detention house. It's so unfortunate that a girl like Rie met such a terrible end. She always saved her money so that one day she could buy a house for her mom. She had such a pure heart. Her mom and her friends will always remember her, and we all pray that what happened to her never happens to anyone else again. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you have anything to say about this case, please share it in the comment section below, and feel free to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next time with a new case.